10, 9, kidding on. What is happening, yous? I was going to do a 10-second countdown. 10, 9. Right, what's the chat? I've got the chat box up, so if you want to ask questions, you can just fire them up. Ones I'll get to, ones I'll answer at the end. But let's just run through everything I've got to go through. I've written everything down. First of all, so nice to see some of you guys meet yous in real life. That was nice, wasn't it? I mean, I'm better in real life. So that was lovely. And we had our yoga session on the beach with Natalie, who is, she's good, isn't she? She's good. She's the real deal. The wee pot and all that, and getting us to. By the way, she did message me today to say that you's best still be doing your homework. So I hope that you've done it. Are you doing the homework? Like, see, to be honest, I was a wee bit confused at the homework. I thought, how am I going to Google autumn? If I Google autumn, autumn's going to come up. So I've just said, yeah, I did my homework. But I mean, have any of you done anything? Have you been doing the homework? I definitely think yoga is something that we should incorporate into our week, though, because how much better did you feel? And with the audio lesson, I'm talking about reconnecting with your body, because you've picked the body holds the score audio lesson. So I definitely think yoga is something we should be doing. Also, welcome to the new people that came in. I was Davina McCall the other day, wasn't I? Fancy another one? Would you like another one? Fancy another one? Wouldn't I? Brilliant. Some fresh new blood, that's what we need. Get them in, but well done. As I say to all the girls all the time, I always appreciate people trusting me for a start, and also taking health like seriously. Because see, to be honest, I get clients, loads of clients, and something happens to them, they've got high blood pressure or other bad things going on, and I look at their diet and it's bloody awful, and then they're surprised that something's wrong with them, and I'm like, you do nothing. I'm fucking drinking salt in the morning when I wake up. I'm fucking trying to look into the sunlight. I'm walking about my garden in my pants and my bare fucking feet. I'm exercising. Yous are part of this fucking group, right? So when people don't invest any time or effort or anything into their health, and then they're shocked that they feel like shit, I'm like, fucking hell, of course you do. Right, okay. Also, there'll be another meet-up coming up. I think not this Sunday, but the next Sunday we're going to do Coffee and Conic, which I just made up there because it was that alliteration. How good is that? So we're going to do Conic Hill, and then just down from it, it is a little cafe, St Mocha. Just get a coffee in there, get a wee catch up and see how it is. Yes, Tracy, you got summer, but what does it mean? What did you Google? Did you do your homework so I can report it back to Natalie? Next thing, this won't affect the new people that have joined, but it affects my old school girlies. So we're moving platforms. Yes, we're moving house, girls. So I'm going to contact you individually anyway, just so the move goes smoothly, because I know you are so techie. I want to learn from you. So we're swapping to a new platform, and one of the main reasons we are swapping is, see, when I did the Patreon app, it was Jen, I think, she messaged me and she said, obviously I set the price to 36 something, but then the Patreon app charges VAT, so you're almost a tenner extra a month from the price that I'm wanting to set. So we are moving because we're on a platform that's easier, and we're on a platform that is cheaper. So you'll be happy to know that you're not going to be getting charged £10 VAT on top of the price that I set, because that just wasn't sitting right with me. The other thing that's not sitting right with me with the apps is having all these different apps. So you go on Thinkific for that, and then you're on the Patreon for that. It's just too messy. So what we're moving to is a page on my website that's going to be a membership portal, and all the stuff's going to be there. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to have the WhatsApp group to chat on, because actually Stacey was right, it's better, you feel more connected on it, you can get a bit more chat, you can post your pictures on it, you can do whatever on the WhatsApp group, it's easier. You also see new members coming in and they don't just disappear into an app. So I do think with the new setup it's better, you'll be saving money, or it's easier, you're not going to shed tears over not being able to work it, Tracy. So it's all good, it's better. So that's that. I've said the meetup. Coffee and Conic, yes. Also, we had the workouts released for this month, and it's the KP method, and it's all about training around your hormones. I can't stress the importance of training around your hormones. Coming from me, a chronic gym punisher, like I would punish myself in the gym. The gym for me, it was like a military punishment. That's all the way I can describe it. I wasn't training in sync to my body. I was taking a lot of stimulants and pre-workouts to get through workouts at all times of the month, instead of listening to my body and going, right, I'm feeling absolutely fucked, I feel shattered, why not take things back a little bit? But I couldn't do that. My crazy OCD, I was obviously, the gym was filling some sort of void for me, and it's not healthy. So we are going to be doing the KP method way, which is training around your hormones. So in the programs, you've got the female phase training. It's something I've done since about 2017, and it's working with your menstrual cycle. So you're going to have 2 workouts a week that are they're in the follicular phase, so that's a wee bit harder. You will find it in the section that says training plans and workouts. I'll message it and you can see it. So you've got that. Then you've got training in the perimenopause. You've got training in menopause. So these phases of life, you should be training differently. I was saying to one of my clients today, who she's 42 now, she's still doing what she was doing when she was 22. She's still doing, like, I'm going to try and starve myself for this holiday coming up. So what's happened to her is she did it, right? She's piled on a shitload of weight in 2 weeks. She's came back. By the way, just so you know, my mouth might be shut, but my face will tell you what I'm thinking. So she comes back. She's a stone, a wee bit heavier in 2 weeks. I was like, Michelle, man. It's because she did this crash diet. Didn't really work. Shaved a couple of pounds, but was it worth damaging her thyroid? So she comes back. She's been back for 4 weeks. Says she's been strict. She probably is. She's not fitting anything she's wearing. She feels like shite. She's not dropped a fucking point anything off of herself. What does that tell you? It tells you that maybe when you were 22, you could have did a wee bit of, well, I'm going to miss a couple of breakfasts. I'll miss my dinner. I'll just have this. You can't do that now. What we need to do, what we need to think about when we are getting older and we're like 35 over, in our 30s, we need to think about maintaining muscle, because every year you're getting older, muscle is on its way out. It's dropping. And what muscle is your metabolic health. So that's your metabolism, right? That's keeping things ticking over, and you're not constantly be chasing this sort of shape that you can't maintain because your metabolism's slow. So muscle equals high metabolic rate equals sustainable long-term fat loss. So that's why you need to lift heavy and you need to train well. You can't just pick random workouts off Instagram. There needs to be a structure and there needs to be a plan, because if not, more than likely it'll just run away with you, and you'll have maybe 3 shitty workouts, kind of quantity over quality, picking random bits. This is actually designed, so you need to work out what would suit you best and do that and really follow it, trust the process, right? Then you've also got one horrible workout that I'll set once a week anyway. I want walking, I want yoga. I really want you to make an effort getting the training side of things done. So that's that rant over. Next, the audio lesson that you guys picked, which I was really happy about. I was happy that you picked that one. So the 2 choices were a woman's kind of seasons of life, which we spoke about loads, right? Then there was the other one, which was how your emotions kind of get trapped in your body. Trauma that you've not dealt with gets trapped in your body, and it manifests itself in a physical way. So I've known this for a very long time because I'm really into Chinese medicine, and that's what they'll say as well. Like, if you've got resentment, it gets stored in the liver, anger, resentment, so that's where the kind of angry drunk comes from. Depression and stuff, that's your spleen, so it can lower your immune system, make you feel tired and all that. So I already had an awareness of this, and then I read a book by this German doctor guy, and it was called The Body Keeps the Score. And it was about how like traumas and stuff like that get trapped within our body, and it can manifest itself in different pains and stuff like that are weird. So this year I've been really dealing with a lot of clients who have endometriosis, and it's like a pure epidemic. It's just like loads. So I've been really doing lots of research, reading lots of papers on it, getting in touch with people and all this kind of thing. Just like, that's my flow state. I love to research stuff. And the endometriosis, what keeps popping up all the time is that it's linked to trauma. So obviously, like, reading this book and knowing that one of the things that trauma kind of does is it can give you these random pains in your body. And I don't know if you guys know this, but endometriosis, like, I've got a few clients, like one of the women's got endometriosis in her shoulder. So it's not just down there where you think, oh, I've got period pains, I'm fucking crippled and all the rest of it. Her pains are manifesting like round her diaphragm, up in her shoulder. There's even been cases where somebody's got endometriosis in their eye. So it's not just contained to down there in your uterus. Isn't that fascinating? But coming across all these different studies, it's shown that there is a big underlying trauma link to having endometriosis, because there's loads of like people, and I'm messaging people who have had the surgery and all that, and it's not been that successful. So the surgery takes out the endometrial lining that's got out and broke about your body. Now in America they need to have like 6 different surgeons around you at the one time, because they don't know what the endometriosis is. So it could be at your heart, it could be at your lungs. Like, lots of people have had lungs collapsing because the endometriosis has got in there. So they have to have everybody ready. So in America it's a very expensive operation because they need to pay for it. They're not on the NHS. But then what's happening is they pay all this money, they get the endometriosis removed from their lung or their diaphragm or whatever, but then it grows back. So so how's it grown back? So there must be more to it than just getting it cut out, which is what we do a lot in this kind of Western medicine. We kind of cut, burn, poison to cure things. Whereas when I've been speaking to endometriosis specialists, they actually say that they work with patients and they deal with their trauma, and that's cured it. Now that's fucking fascinating, isn't it? So that's what your audio lesson is all about. It's all about how your emotions are trapped inside your body, trauma that you've not dealt with, because women are just really good at brushing things under the carpet, putting a face on, just getting on with it type of thing, into it. Like, well, we'll just get on with it. But this builds up the compound effect. So I always appreciate when people actually do something for themselves, and I do think that's what this membership is all about. It's about putting yourself to the top of the priority list, because see, when you do that, it does trickle down throughout your life and everything becomes better. Like your relationships, you're better at your work, do you know what I mean? You're better ultimately with yourself. So then it just shows to the world. I mean, look at this. I'm in Lionsgate now, right? My stars, and look at the sun shining on me. That must mean something. I am a light worker, as Lauren has said. So, going on to that topic next, because it is Lionsgate. You'll have probably seen a lot on Instagram. People probably try to sell you crystals and stuff like that, talking about Lionsgate. So what is it? So it's basically like, it's the best days. It's between the 8th and the 12th of August, I think, somewhere like that. And it's where you have the most self-growth and personal development on these days. It's like the portal opens and we're like crossing dimensions with the spiritual realm and all that. If you believe that. So, I mean, it's great if you believe that. However, I've always been, since I've been young, like very young, into crystals, believing shit at the moon, just moon gazing, love the moon. But there is a very logical, analytical side where I need things to make absolute sense. Like, if you can absolutely make that make sense to me, then I'm going to fucking 100% believe it. So a lot of these people, I've even had a girl on my podcast talking about manifestation. So the girl I had on my podcast was Francesca Amber, who the law of attraction changed her life. Did it? Did it just change her life? Did she just put on her lucky knickers and started thinking good things and it changed her life? So what actually is it? So I kind of like, I've always dipped in like, what is it? So people talk about manifestation all the time. People, it's what? Do you see people like that? They're like, I manifested, and they're standing out in front of the car looking at I manifested this fucking car, and you're clear, I can see the car is there. They'll show you a vision board of it, and then what they put in the vision board months ago is they've manifested it. How have they did it? What is? So obviously, I'm curious as fuck. That's sparked my curiousness. I'm like that. What is going on here? So what I think, I've read loads of books on it, and I love manifesting, but I don't think you can just write something on a bit of paper and burn it and just fucking hope for the best. Manifestation for me is the fuel. So if you're putting something in front of your face all the time, so you're thinking about it, you're putting it on vision boards, you're seeing it all the time, you're opening that bit of your brain, the hippocampus, which is just like, I mean, if you're just, it's like your subliminals, like your subliminal messages, you're walking by it all the time. Oh, there's that picture of the car. Oh, when you think about the car, you see the car all the time. The car is now, everybody drives the car that you want. That's the car. That's the car. Because we've switched that switch on in our brain. So when you do manifest, whether you want to believe it's something else or not, you're actually fueling yourself. You're putting that rocket fuel in there. So I do a lot of manifesting, but I understand that the manifestation, what it's actually doing is it's changing my thoughts, which is then subconsciously changing my actions. So last year, I was like, I'm wanting to manifest a podcast. I was already doing a podcast, but I was just kind of doing it with my iPhone headphones in Stacey's car, like that, and my wee bit of paper and all that, and I was just doing it like that, and I'm like that, I was manifesting, I was writing it down every morning, I was doing all this stuff, right? And then I suddenly stumbled across Mark, who his missus has joined the podcast. Now, Mark is a fucking angel set into my life. He owns the podcast studio Glasgow. So I was manifesting, I want to up my podcast, I want it to be good and all that. So I'd already had that consciously in my head. I saw somebody on Instagram had been in his studio. So I was like, that looks like a really good setup. So then I clicked the link. Now I clicked the link because I had been thinking about this for a long time, thinking. So it was in my eye line. So I clicked the link and then I see Podcast Studio Glasgow. I message Mark, who just so happens to be a GC. And he was like, yeah, come in. So then I get the podcast and we just click, and he can obviously help me. He's a pure marketing genius. And now I'm where I am because of him, really. He pushed me on, but I manifested it because I put myself in he was there on my radar because I was constantly thinking about it. It was on here, it was on my dream board, I had it here. I was looking, me as a podcaster, looking at it all the time. And it did drive me towards my dreams, per se, because I was manifesting it. Now, I don't know if you've ever watched like The Secret and stuff like that. I tried it maybe about 15 years ago, but I used to live myself and I always like an audiobook, so I was listening, and it's very kind of creepy, The Secret. It was like that, cymbals crashing, The Secret, and it was just freaking me out. So then I just put it away and I didn't listen to it again. Then I watched it, and to be honest, the concept of it, like, you're thinking this, you're putting it out into the universe, but again, you're just planning it in your head. You're planning in your head. Do you know what I mean? These subconscious thoughts back in your head, making you do things, making you put yourself out there maybe more than you would, maybe advertising more than you would. So it's making you do these things. But I think that you can just write on a bit of paper and chuck it out the window and then never think about it again. The answer is no. Francesca Amber says that you can put on a lucky pair of knickers and then all your dreams come true. So if that's true, maybe you put the pants on and you start thinking, I'm a lucky bitch, and that's how it works. But the point is, it's all about your thoughts and the way we speak to ourselves, and that's what gives us the power to manifest. So Lionsgate is a great focus for me. I just set new goals because I love Lionsgate. I love all that. I've got a tattoo that's the Lionsgate. Do you know what I mean? So I'll sit the next couple of days, I'll get the sage out, puts me in a good frame of mind, and I will fucking write out my goals and stuff like that, and then I'll revisit them next year. So it's just something good to do. And it will, anything that we can do to help us stay positive, stay on track, you've got to fucking do it, man. Do you know what I mean? Right, let me see. Laura. I'm trying to do the workout listening to you. Every single time I do a dumbbell snatch, it pauses you. I think you're telling me to listen. I'm wondering what weight you're using, to be honest, if you're able to still even concentrate on what I'm saying, because I want that heavy. I need that heavy. Let's see what Jen's saying. Love this. Learned about how emotions and trauma, etc. link to physical health from doing a silent counselling course. Yes. The silent retreats. I don't know if you've ever heard me talk about my friend who went on the silent retreat, and I think she went for something, it was a long time, maybe it was 3 weeks of being silent, away from phones, laptops, tellies. You couldn't talk, none of that. But see, for the first few days where she was not on her phone and stuff, she was violently not well. because she was having an electricity detox. So she said that her head was absolutely fucking pounding. She was violently sick for like 3 days. I was like, oh, what the fuck, man? Like, never am I wanting to be doing that, but I'm aware that it must be something bad going on if that was such the detox effects that she had from it. Do you know what I mean? Because I always say to people when they're coming off like coffee and chocolate and all that, and they're like, oh, I've got a banging headache and I actually feel nauseous. You never really get those types of feelings if you stopped eating fruit, do you? Like that, oh my God, I've not had an apple in like 3 days and I feel fucking terrible. But if you try to not have coffee for 3 days, fuck me. Don't be doing it whilst the summer holidays are on. It's not good. So things that I need from you guys is I need to get through this week, because this is the last week of the summer holidays. And I just said to Stacey there, it's fucking grinding to a fucking halt, isn't it? It's a really long day. I can't believe it's only Tuesday. So apart from getting me through the week, which I'm enjoying having you on WhatsApp, and I'm enjoying having Stacey, my missus, is in there as well. So it's great. You are actually really lucky. Stacey never really puts herself out there, which is a shame, because she's got the real talent of being a really good people person. Do you know, you just get people like that where I see her talking to people, and it was one of the first things that I really loved about her. I thought, that's brilliant, is she can just talk to MD and just be such a friendly, embracing person. So she is coming to all the meetups. Lucky for you, because honestly, depends what day of the week you get me on. I can be a wee bastard. My mum's half German. I can be a wee arsehole. So Stacey will always be there. So we are lucky to have her, and she's in the group with all her loveliness. Very happy with that. And I'm liking the WhatsApp group. Are you guys enjoying it as well? Because you can, like, I don't know, fucking use it, like, for a start. You just know how to work it, press buttons on it and all that. And I will be getting in touch with everyone kind of individually for when your move date to the new platform. So the new platform will just be in the one, so there won't be Thinkific. So that's what I will say as well. Anything you want from there, take it now, because we're going to get rid of that. So we're just in the one thing, and it's not like, oh, one bit's there, one bit's there. Plus, we'll not be paying £10 extra VAT, because that is really killing me. It was you, Jen, that said you went to buy the A-Team, and then you were like, oh, instead of 36, it was like, I don't know, 46 or something. I was like, what? And I didn't even know. So I'm not happy with that. That was just something out with my control. But if I can adjust that, I'm feeling very good that you will be saving money, because I love to save money. So that's all I need. I'll be getting in touch. I'll also be putting a wee poll out of who will be, or I'll just ask you who will be able to make it. Not this Sunday, but next Sunday, because we're going to go to the Conic Hill. When are you getting rid of Thinkific? Thank you. I'm going to do it every day will be at the end of the month. So get everything you need. There's plenty of time. Get everything you need. So it'll be the end of the month, because that's when we'll all be officially over as well. So, yeah, we're going to be doing the Conic Hill. So if you can let me know who fancies that, then I'll be quite happy with that. The audio lesson this week will be out tomorrow night, and the workout will be on Thursday night. I was going to put it out on Friday morning, so you could do it on Friday, but I understand people, for example, Laura, who probably like to be very organised, would want to sit and digest and take it in before she does it. So I'm going to put it out the Thursday night so that you've got time to do that, because I want this done. It will need to be done Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You'd be cutting it fine, because when we do our chat, I'll be like that. Everybody has to have done the workout that we'll be doing. So hopefully you enjoy that. What else have I got? No, that's it. If you've got any questions for me that you don't mind me reading out, then you can hit me out with that. I don't think you see the questions that people ask me unless I actively star them. So if I star Jen's message there, you can probably see that now, I think. Let me see if I can do that. How long do they last? The group workouts that we're going to be doing are quite short and snappy. The ones that you'll be doing yourself, if you're wanting good progress, will take you about the 45-minute to hour mark. That would be including stretching as well and getting a warm-up. So the thing you need to remember is, like, you're not 21 anymore, so everybody does have to make sure that we're not going to snap before you start your exercise routine. Sorry for all the questions. Don't know how anything works at the moment. See, to be honest, you are on the easier platform now. So fucking thank God you weren't on the last one, because you'd have been crying like Tracy was. So the one you're on is very, I'm not going to say easy to work because you're obviously, but what I would do is if you've got a teenager, a kid, somebody in the house that knows how to work things, let them help you play about with it a wee bit. That's the advice my marketing best friend Mark gave me. I can see everyone's messages. Gave me that good tip, was to tell them to get a teenager to help them. And I think that's fucking great advice. Producer Mark said you've got to click it. Yes, I think that's probably, we can see everyone's messages. I just wasn't sure if it was because Mark told me that I would need to like star it or something. He gave me wrong information. I can't fucking believe it. So I would just have a wee play about with it. I think it is fairly to use. Thank God that Mark, my best friend's missus, is in the membership now, because then he's going to be able to look at it from the consumer side. So see, instead of Pamela being technical support, we actually now have a guy that's technical support. And don't worry about it. Listen, Barbie would be upset with us, but see, when light bulbs and stuff go out in my house, I have to walk about the street to try and find somebody's husband, because me and Stacey can't reach it. I don't want to burn my finger. So I'm like, excuse me, can I borrow a husband? To help me with my fucking light bulbs and put shit up. So don't worry about it. I didn't want to ask for that. Yes, so you will receive now, Laura, the workout on the Thursday. Did everyone's friend and stuff who they brought enjoy the little meet up and stuff like that? Did they enjoy that? Obviously Tracy's was in the water. Nah. But I said to Natalie when I was talking to her, and obviously I was saying that was brilliant, mate, all that. She said that we'll get organised because her daughter's having a baby, so she doesn't want to take anybody else on. But she'll organise the sauna and the cold dipping. So me and Stacey are going to try the cold dipping at some point, just me and her, because see, if I hate it, I'll be fucking cursing yous. I don't fancy it. I don't know if it's something, just my adrenals just don't feel good for it. I don't know, but there's something that's like, a block. But you never know, I might go in it and go, I love feeling the wet leaves in between my toes. Right? So you never know. But anyway, so hopefully that's kind of covered things of what we're working on this week. We've got platform moving, because it's easier to use, although we've had the doesn't know how to work it chat already, but it's okay. We've got, thanks Laura, so it's going to take about an hour. Good, and I would think you're quite military, fast paced. We've got the WhatsApp group, we're connected now. Now lovely Stacey's here in it too. I'm going to be contacting people individually. We've got the meet-up coming up again, Coffee and Conic Hill. So I want to know who's coming to that. It's not this Sunday, but it'll be next Sunday. We've got the workouts, which are put on monthly, the programming, because what you want to be doing is increasing your weight weekly. So see, if you were changing your workouts all the time, you kind of lose track. You don't really need fancy Nancy exercises. The kind of basics work, and for yous, I wouldn't overcomplicate shit. Do you know what I mean? Just no. Then we've got the audio lesson, and then that's it. I hope that you are actually reading the book that I told you to read this month, because it's really, honestly brilliant. I'm going to be doing a little kind of read and discussing it on one of the audio lessons next week, but it's fucking brilliant, by the way. It's really, really good. And see, the next book we've got, just so you know how fancy our membership is becoming, we have been contacted by the author of a book, so that we will read the book in the membership. She sent me a few free copies, so I'm going to give it out to the people who have put their time and effort into reading this month's book. But she's also then, so once we've read the book, she's also then going to come on a chat with us. So see, if the book is shite, we're all going to need to lie like fuck and just put that, I'll need to get Stacey to do that live, because I'll be shite at that. I'll be like, it was really good. We really enjoyed the book. No, it looks good. It's like she could be one of your pals. She's went through the changes of life. She's talking about how her world was just fucking, one day she was this and then next day she's that. So I mean, for me, it's probably going to be a busman's holiday, because I read your shit fucking 24/7. But for you, it'll be a good change. Some women moaning to use a bit of perimenopause. So that's the book. I'll show you the cover and all that, but that's going to be September's book. And then before I forget, I wasn't going to tell you, but May Lim, who lives over in Hong Kong, who's my friend via Zoom when it was lockdown days, she is coming into our membership to chat about the season It is. And in Chinese medicine, organs, and we should eat differently. She's the real deal. I love talking to May Lim. I'm so excited that she's going to come in and chat to us in one of her little chats in the membership. That alone, by the way, is worth being there for, because she is so good. She lives in Hong Kong. She's the real deal. So I'm very excited for you. So we've got loads coming up. Loads of things coming up. Anyway, I'll probably talk to you on the WhatsApp anyhow. So I'll see you soon. And enjoy. So don't worry about the platform. I'm going to get in touch with people. If you are struggling with the new membership site, I'm going to get Mark to look at it on Mary's just to see, because I'm pretty sure it's easy. Fucking honestly, yous are aging me with this technology, like hormones all day long, but this, fucking hell. Right, see you soon. Take care. Bye bye.